Welcome back to Texas Sawdust, everybody. Today we're talking J. Katz-Moses Box Joint Jig. If you haven't heard of J. Katz-Moses, first of all, go check out his channel. Quit watching me. He makes some amazing stuff. But he recently came out with a box joint jig, and I've always been interested in box joints. Never having made some myself, I figure I'd pick up his jig and try it out. So let's go make it.
First step is to pull a J. Katz-Moses and pick up your own 4-foot by 8-foot CNC. Nah, all jokes aside, I had access to one, so I figure I'd try it out. Here I'm just planing down some wood. The spacer block at the end of the jig is actually made out of hardwood, and so just planing something up to fit that. At this point, it was time to start assembling. You use the table saw to make sure everything fits appropriately and screw it all together. And after you get that far, it's time to start getting your dado stack together and move into making some test cuts. After you've got your dado stack together, you cut your 1/2-inch spacer or 3/8 or 5/8, whatever you decide to do. I'm doing 1/2 inch here, and then you use some setup blocks, or at least I did, to get everything spaced equally and move on to making some test cuts. Test cuts came out really well. I was really impressed with it.
Well, here it is. Having never made box joints before, here are just a few that I made while making some test cuts. And let me tell you, this thing works. It really does. I assembled it. The very first cut I made was a little tight. Now, J. Katz goes over a way that you can use paper and a hardwood block to kind of act as a spacer. The paper is about 3.5 thousandths thick. So by adding one sheet of paper at a time, you can either make the box joints tighter or looser by about 3 thousandths, 4 thousandths, depending on the paper you use. If you use some thinner paper, you can get an even tighter of adjustment. And that works really well. That was a really good idea. So I made one adjustment, and my first joint was really, really tight. My second joint fits nice and snug together, but wasn't loose, and it wasn't too tight. So that absolutely worked. The way you did that was, or at least the way I did it, according to his instructions, is you put your 3 screws in here. You make your test cut. If it's too tight or too loose, you take those 3 screws out and you put 3 new screws in a different location after adding your spacer over here. If you buy the kit that he sells, it comes with some laser cut spacer blocks. I didn't get that. I bought the PDF plans. And so I actually have a setup block that's a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. Fits perfectly in there. I use that. That way, my block was exactly a 1/2 inch. The spacer blocks that his come with, I think he gives you 5/8, 1/2 inch, and 3/8. And I think they're made out of acrylic. His kit also has some fine adjustment screw over here that really lets you dial everything in with some knobs on the back, so you're not actually moving screws each time. If you have any interest in making box joints, you should definitely pick up his PDF plan and make your own box joint jig just like I did. It was well worth my time, an absolutely blast of a project. I was able to create some fantastic box joints. The joints I made are not perfect, but having never done it before, I would call them absolutely a success. And with a little practice, I think it could do a lot better. They look fantastic. It was a lot of fun. You might be wondering why I have these dovetail drawers over here if we're talking box joints. My whole goal doing this project was to decide what kind of drawers I'm going to put in my kitchen. As you know, I'm working on my kitchen cabinets now. If you haven't seen those videos, please go check them out. They're fantastic. I made dovetail drawers for our guest bathroom vanity, and I was trying to decide if I want to do box joints for our kitchen or if I want to do dovetails. Having done it, I really like the box joints, but there's just something special about a dovetail. And I think that's the direction that I'm going to head when I make all the drawers for our kitchen cabinet. But again, this is not what this video is about. This is about the box joint jig by J. Katz-Moses, and I highly recommend you go pick it up. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on dovetails versus box joints. Let me know your thoughts on J. Katz-Moses box joint jig if you picked it up. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. And until then, get out to the shop. I think that's definitely tell you the let's okay. Itchy hands. Okay. Build your own fence. No, not fence. I think. Nope, I don't like that. Let's try again.